All right, look at this mint unit right here. Seat that a friend of mine gave me for wiring up something on his car. Custom dash. J-Man. Wheels that I probably paid too much for, but I had to have them because I love those things. And you don't see them too often on these cars. I don't think, at least I don't. Turbo off of a tank. Try to keep it minimal. Throttle cable from Amazon, probably a dang brake cable for a kid's BMX bike. That's about the size of it, but it's holding in there so far. Works. Brake master cylinder. I want to say it's from like a 80s Dodge van or something like that, but it's supposed to have the correct piston bore size in it, and the outlets come out on the driver's side, so as to not interfere with this big dog yote. This is SN95 front brakes, calipers on it. It's the 94, 95 ones, but the offset or whatever for the tie rods. The ones that everybody wants and people ask way too much money for. I have another set of them too that I need to clean up that I found in a junkyard. I think 4 2 letters. Outside with I think random parts of stock, and some steel. I don't remember. I maybe I ordered this. Definitely ordered this thing, but for some brand new rails for a place I think I used. Maybe I'll order. 20 for it. Yeah, please. And of course that I had to find. I had to bring off summit. I had to get tie rod for it. That took a while. Researched that, figured it out. Oh, good night. Tripping over junk. Patina hood, because you know patina is cool. Yes. Cage in here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, look at that custom headliner back there, brother. The bars in the back were originally straight, and if I couldn't run a back seat in this thing, then I was just gonna push it off into the creek over here. There was no way that I was not going to run a back seat in this thing. This is a S&W kit. I've had more fun doing other stuff other than putting a roll cage in one of these things. Let me see. Stock seat over here. Oh man, J-Man. Last Supper riding in the back. Stock. My kids think it's cool climbing through the bars, sitting in the back seat if I take them down the road. Oh yeah, there's a nice part. One of the few nice parts. At least I think it's nice. PPP shifter. That popped up on Marketplace about 2 hours away from me for a good price. Jumped on that pretty quick. This car that I built, a friend gave me a huge, we called them cannon plugs in the military on airplanes, but it was a huge bulkhead connector that I installed on the firewall so I could just unplug the harness and pull the engine out, didn't have to take the harness off. But this one didn't have that because I sold it with the last car. So I actually went to a Subaru and got the connector off of the engine back there and soldered it all up so I can unhook that, which I did have it mounted, but keep changing stuff up. And I can pull the engine out on this with the harness still connected. Let's see if you can see in there. Got that Harley Dominator on this thing. There we go. Fuse relays that they actually do suck. The fuses will fall out of these. But I was able to stick some small needle nose in there and where the fuse pops in, squeeze them so the fuse kind of sits in there. They fell out once when I was first getting this thing up and going, and then they haven't fallen out since. It could be cleaner under there. I just wanted to get the thing up and going. And I did. It'll get cleaned up eventually, maybe not. I keeps it real, so I put the Honda sticker on there, Team Debbie. Oh yeah, If you're from my area, you know who Daddy is. There's some parts that I need to install right here. Some Billet Pro Shop lockouts. Got all the stuff to degree the cams, but these things, oof, I don't really feel like taking it all apart right now to degree the cams. I think you gotta take the cams out, bleed the lifters or whatever they call them in these engines down. Of course, gotta take off the water pump pulley, all that jazz, yada yada, intake, get all the junk out of the way. Take this huge front cover off, and then you got 14 miles of chain in there. Take all that stuff off, take the old sprockets. So I made my own limiter pins, and all I did was just took the sprockets apart and looked at, I mean, I got to get a new turbo. Haven't decided on one yet. I got some options. Of course, it'll be cheap because that's what we do. Keep it basic, keep it easy to work on. I would like to do a drag and drive event someday. It's easier said than done. And I like to keep, as most people, I guess, would do in that, where if it breaks somewhere, then I could maybe get the parts from a parts store, but it looks like Advance Auto is shutting down a ton. So God bless, I guess I got to go to Napa. AutoZone, O'Reilly's, my God. It's about sums it up. I don't have any of the fancy block off doodads. It has the direct injectors and the ports on the head as block offs because I didn't feel like spending like $200 for the little aluminum doohickeys and then have them TIG welded in there. No issues yet. I know one other dude that I talked to online who helped me a little bit with a few questions, because he's the only other person we knew of that has done a Gen 3 stock engine on a standalone ECU. So there was a few unknowns. My boy Felix Hamilton helped me out quite a bit with getting this thing up and running and figuring out the cam wheel and getting the timing set on this thing. Took a few. Good grief. What the heck? Dang, somebody throwing ice balls at me. So yeah, that wraps up this video. I'm tired of dealing with this thing. It's getting ready. It's going back up on the lift, out of the way, so I can pull my boy's car under here, and I got towels and cardboard on it so this thing don't leak all over it. Freaking piece of junk. Said I was done messing with y'all, but we'll take a little quick look underneath of this just pure customness. AJE cross member, tubular K member, coolant leak, oil leaks. I mean, hey, I just let you know that this thing's serviced. If it won't leak and I'd be worried, that means they ain't got no fluid. That's what we used to say about the airplanes in the Air Force. Got that chromed out B&M trans pan. Yeet. Cameron converter. Trans brake. Got that temp sensor back there. Oh, stock trans K member with custom mount, custom. Puke tank for transmission. Drive shaft. Ooh. Speed sensor reading off of bolts in the rear pinion. Weight reduction. ARB. Oh, can't look at that. Can't show you my shock settings. Super secret. Top secret. Matter of fact. Subframe connectors that I made myself. Yeah, made myself. Like I'm singing a song. Yeah, made those myself. I did this on my last car. Instead of buying some snazzy trans K member, I just repositioned the stock, made some brackets, bolted, welded those to the floor. Good to go. No issues. All right, for real this time. That's enough messing with y'all. I got to pull this thing in. And I got junk to do today, I think. Oh, yeah, I got junk to do. I ain't messing with y'all anymore.